What does manhood mean to you?
That is a phenomenal question to start off with. Manhood is not just, oh, I'm going to be tough or I'm going to be a man. It's okay, how can I be a better person? How can I, as who I am, who I identify as, help support others that's around me, right? And so that's for me, that's what manhood, in my opinion, means. It's someone who can understand, someone who can then be able to then articulate that understanding to help benefit those who they're trying to impact and serve.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men because, frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm super excited about this young person today. In fact, he's so young, I was like, sweetie, what school do you go to? He's like, I'm not in school anymore. He is a professional, nonprofit professional that really focuses his work, his both professional and his personal life, are centered around young people and helping to lift up young people. In fact, when he is not working, he's volunteering, coaching them in track and field. Please welcome Mr. Jalen Belgrave. Hey, Jalen.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited for this conversation, this talk today.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful that you are here. And thank you so much for being here. Your presence here is really important to us because it is yet another wedge in the very myopic window where we get to see Black men through, particularly through the media. As we've seen, there are a few stereotypes that we often see in the media. Four, five, let's say six. I'll even say six stereotypes. I can't really name all six of those stereotypes because I only see two or three. Anyway, I digress. But we know there's so many more Black men out there. And usually those stereotypes that we see are predominantly negative. And we know there are positive and successful Black men all around us. And so we want to elevate these stories through the same six questions that we've asked over 200 successful and positive Black men, with the hopes of inspiring a young king who may or may not have positive Black male role models in his life, who can come to this repository, see these same six questions answered by all these different Black men, and hopefully find guidance there. And for the rest of us who are neither male or even Black, that we can also come to this repository, see these questions, and also find guidance and hopefully expand our mindset. And so I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm going to get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
That is a phenomenal question to start off with. I would say, yeah, my answer would be very, very short. I'll try to make it short, but long at the same time. Manhood is a very complex thing. I think, when we think about manhood, we think of someone who is tough, muscles, or someone who's just this stereotypical view of a man. And I think manhood is more than that. Manhood, in my opinion, is not just a thing, but it's the aura we surround ourselves with too as well. So with that being said, is not just being tough, it's being caring, also too as well as also being passionate, being intentional, holding yourself to a high standard, knowing how your identity affects spaces, right? And so manhood is not just, oh, I'm going to be tough or I'm going to be a man. It's okay, how can I be a better person? How can I, as who I am, who I identify as, help support others that's around me? Right. And so that's for me, that's what manhood, in my opinion, means. It's someone who can understand, someone who can then be able to then articulate that understanding to help benefit those who they're trying to impact and serve.
That's awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. And so,
Mhm.
Jalen, who and or what is important to you?
I would say a lot of things. For one, my mother. She's very important in my life. I go through a lot of things as a young black man. People don't think that I am as young as how I say how I am. And so being able to navigate those spaces has been rewarding, but also challenging too as well. And so I kind of lean on my mom a lot with navigating challenges, spaces that I come up with. I do coach track, coach at a high school level at a school in West Philadelphia. And so I call mom, hey mom, like this is what's happening. What do I do? What should I do? How should I respond to this? Right. And so that's the one person that I really uh care about the most, means the most to me. Next is my young people, my youth. They allow me to, I wake up every morning, I'm like, ugh, a long day. But you know what? I get to see my young people every day, right? And so they give me the drive to really, really push myself to be the best person I can be. And also just have a good time in life too as well, right? And so for them, I get to learn every day. I get to, be humble, showcase humility. And they really humble me too as well. And so I would say, my young people, my mother, and then my friends. I have a really good network of friends back at home and also in Philadelphia too as well. And so just like my mother, I rely on them to for support. Ask them, hey, like this is what I'm doing in my life. Does this make sense? If not, how can I pivot so it does make sense for me and what I want to do right in the future? And so I would say those three are like my pillars that I have in my life right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Excellent. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
Jalen, how do you want us to see you?
Yes, I would say, through uplifting our young people. And so I would say, I'm someone who doesn't really like the limelight. I'm someone who, if you want to see me, you have to release our young people and be there for young people first. I work at four different high schools across Philadelphia. And so if you want to, see what I do and see how visible I can become, come talk by our youth leaders. I work at Sayre, West Philadelphia, Palumbo, and also Alany. And so I'm always there. If I'm not there, I'm at home. And so I would say, the work that I like to do, the work that, I like to be involved in revolves around uplifting our young people because they are the change makers. They are the ones that, are in the programs. They help the program that I help oversee run, right? Without them, I don't have a program, right? And so they're the ones that if you want to see me, definitely go visit them. They have the knowledge, they have the expertise. I'm just here just as a spokesperson, not even that. I'm just here to help guide them. Yeah, I would say please, like anyone who, wants to be involved in the work, wants to be involved in what I do, it starts with learning from young people first. And so if you're able to learn and take off your expertise hat and take off what you're going through all these things and say, you know what? Let me just for an hour to sit with young people and just ask them questions about how they doing, right? And then from there, that's what if you show for me that you are willing to do that, that intentionality and that care you have for young people, I'm successful for anyone, right? So that's something that I really prioritize in my life. And so that's something that I will definitely like emphasize for anyone else who wants to be involved in this and wants to see me in action too, as well as, I really prioritize care, trust, and intentionality.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, question for Jalen is, what is your epic dream?
That is a loaded question. Oh my God. I'll say my dream has shifted and changed and is still shifting and changing right now. I would say, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a child advocacy lawyer, right? I wanted to work in, individuals, children that, are affected by, the divorce, all those things. But then as I grown and as I experienced more life, let's say at college and undergrad, I realized that, being a black man in society is difficult, especially going to PWI, right? And so there's not spaces for black men to heal and to collaborate and to be amongst each other, right? There's not spaces for black individuals, period, right? And it's very hard to find. And so in college, guys, in college, my dream was okay, cool. I want to find a way to advocate, support my people, right? Support black individuals. And then I moved to Philadelphia and my dream shifted to, I want to one day host and run a program which I can run and evaluate with young people. I love teaching young people. I love being a teacher. I love education. And so I would say 2 years ago, my dream was to have a program where I could run, create curriculum for it, and then evaluate it. And I would say that dream has come true. I'm doing that right now. I'm able to with Philly Bolt Bell Eyes together, being able to fully full charge our youth program at four of our schools and teach two as well, and be able to work in data and impact work. And so things that I was very very scared about when I was in college. Oh my God, data. I'm scared X, Y, and Z. Like now, I'm doing it right now. I'm leading our data evaluation. I'm leading our curriculum changes, all those things. But with our team support, of course. But now my dream has now shifted, right? I definitely love education. See that in Philadelphia, there's no the lack of, in general, black males in education, right? There's not when I was growing up, I had three black teachers and all of them were women, which is great, but I had really no black male as teachers. And so being able to be in that forefront, be like, hey, look, I'm here. We're here. There are people here in your corner. My dream one day now is to hopefully I want to low-key dabble into see if I can open up a school. At a high school level. I know that take a long time, a lot of preparation. I went to a conference in New Orleans this year, and it really opened up my eyes about how much money is just around. Like money is everywhere. Money is crazy, right? And so, just seeing how much people are willing to invest into people's ideas if you really have if you have a solid plan, if you know what you want to do and how you want to get there, right? Obviously, as well, you're always willing to learn too as well. You could get places, and so I definitely would love to one day open up a school, possibly that focus on social justice, focus on you know preparing our young people to be the next leaders or the leaders of right now, right? And so I really want to focus on that. I love history. I love math. I love everything. Teaching, I love everything. Everything. I was a STEM kid in high school. Studied law in undergrad, data analytics too as well, econ. I did it all. And so I really want to apply what I have learned and help young people do the same thing, right? And like explore what they want to do in their lives. Because things do shift. But if not that too as well, I want to be a teacher. My dream is to become a teacher. I want to just teach, high school students, teach anyone, just what it means to be successful in life through history. I really love history. I think you learn a lot from history, especially taught the right way, right? Understanding the many factors that attributes to what we see now is very, very important. And it allows us to really understand us as people too as well. Why are we the way we are? Why we classify things as X, Y, and Z in these type of ways, right? And is it conducive to us moving forward as young people, as people who are living in society? Does this structure still work for us? And if not, what should we do about it, right? And so I want to be able to teach all those things in a space that makes it again back to my three words I say: intentionality, trust, and care. In order for anything to be successful, you need to have those three things, especially in education too as well. A lot of things I've seen is that the trust is not there. It's developing that trust, something that I really want to do. And so I know it's a long-winded answer, but dream education teacher, as and if at one point if I could get the money, have a solid plan to open up a school, I definitely would love to do that.
That is also awesome. That's great. So great.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. So you've been answering question 5 all along implicitly, but I'm going to ask you explicitly. Mr. Jalen Belgrave, who are you?
Who am I? Hmm. Jalen is someone who, and I hate using the word hard worker, but someone who knows what it means to pour into good experiences. Okay. I'm someone who wants to have fun, goofy, kiki, but also very serious about what needs to get done. Right. Someone who can, I'm someone who can, lead, support, but also take a step back too as well and learn. Someone who's always learning. I always want to learn. Every experience I teach is a learning experience. Even right now, it's interview, learning experience for me. Because now I might know you in the future, right? How can I build off of this, right? And so someone who's always down to learn, understand, cultivate experiences that are beneficial for everybody. At the end of the day, too, as well, someone who is, for young people someone who wants to support our black and brown individuals. And so yeah, I think that's my question that I would have directly to that answer. To that question.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So
Mhm.
here we are already at question six, which is there anything that I should have asked you that you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would say these questions are all great. I would say, one question that I always ask young people is, so I was saying, like, what do you want to do in life, is what do you want to become beyond just work, right? Because a lot of times we associate successful with having a job or X, Y, and Z. But many times I'm like, what do you want to become? Like, who do you want to be? Right? And not just beyond, okay, I want to be the astronaut, but okay, like, how are you gonna get there? But like, are you gonna be a sucky astronaut? Are you gonna be someone that's gonna be mean astronaut? Like personality wise, what do you want to become? And how do you want to shape that for others too as well? How do you lead? Right? And why do you lead? Why are you involved in these things? What's your why? You know, um, people's whys change. My why changed from 2 years ago to now because I've been able to cultivate different experiences. Cool, maybe my why wasn't this; it was this now because of what I experienced now. And so, understanding that, right? And also, so what have you learned so far on your journey? All right, what are some takeaways that you want to highlight for yourself, or you seen that other people do too as well? What's one thing that you have learned throughout this experience, in your life, right? And so those questions that I would ask my young people all those questions is, how can you always be in a learning mindset, right? And how can you always be in a mindset that showcases humility for you and for others too as well.
Mm, that's really wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for your very thoughtful and generous answers. I'm really grateful that we've had an opportunity to talk to you today. And I'm really grateful on behalf of your students. Thank you for showing up for them, for representing a whole group of people that they don't often see in your setting. And so on their behalf, especially on those days where they may be getting on your nerves, because um, well, remember that you are needed in that I'm sure they love you, and I just honor you, my king. I so glad that one of your epic dreams have come true, and since that dream did come true, you have now evidence that other dreams can come true. And so I'm so happy for you. So congratulations in advance for your new dreams coming true. And I'm just really grateful that you have been with us today. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. It means it's an honor for me to be here. Like, I definitely want to uplift other kings too as well that are in this work. Is hard work, right? And so we're all in this together, right? We all know the mission, the goal, and so I'm always gonna be here. I would say, if people see me on this channel, see me everywhere, reach out to me. Jalen Belgrave, you'll find me, everywhere, hopefully, in the future. But I'm here, what I'm saying. I think it's very, very important to have these conversations. And it's good to highlight people too doing the work in Philadelphia in general too as well, right? And so, thank you so much for having me on. It was an honor, and thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And stay right there because I want to thank the audience for joining us. And I hope that you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And if there is a positive and successful Black man in your life who you want to hear from in this forum and see highlighted in this forum, please click the link below or in my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. That's exactly how we met Mr. Jalen.
Yes,
So thank you so much to your nominator, Eric Marsh. Thank you.
love Eric, love him down. Eric,
Yes, yes, he's
kudos, shout
great.
out to Eric.
Yes, absolutely. I forget what number episode he was on, but Eric is a really powerful man, and I'm very grateful. I should also be very clear that to me, success does not equal what one does for a living. You could be as prolific as Jalen is, but as long as it's legal and not hurting anyone, I really don't care what people do for a living. I am really more interested in the content of the man's character and the
Hmm.
impact that he is having
Hmm.
on his community, starting with the nuclear family and radiating out to the rest of his community. Those are
Hmm.
the brothers who we also want to hear from here. We have some famous folks joining, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And we also have folks you never heard of, and that's the whole point, too. And so please stay tuned next week for yet another amazing king. And please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thanks so much. And Jalen, thank you so much. That was so
Thank
awesome.
you, thank you. Yeah.